Aloha, I'm Charlotta Wilson, an industrial and organizational psychologist, coach, and certified Dare to Lead facilitator. At CaPeesh, we help good leaders become great. With so much change and disruption happening in the world, many are being asked to bring their leadership to a place that they've never been before. And in other circumstances, people are choosing to do something completely new, but the learning curve is really high. Can I just challenge you and say, do not let fear grip you and keep you stuck. Here's a tip. Just beyond the edge of our comfort lies discomfort, and then that thing called vulnerability. But just beyond that vulnerability is where learning, growth, and creativity lives. It's the land that we want to get to. It's the land that we want to possess. But in order to possess that land, we have to get through the vulnerability. Let's unpack what vulnerability really means. Vulnerability is a deeply human experience. It's a feeling that we get when there's uncertainty, there's that feeling of risk, and emotional exposure. According to the research of Dr. Brené Brown, the number one myth around vulnerability is that it's weakness. But the truth is that weakness is the number one measure of courage. Okay, let's go a little deeper. With vulnerability, it's that feeling that we get. For me, I feel it in my stomach and in my chest. We loathe it. We don't want it, and we try to pretend that it doesn't exist. And some of the behaviors that become a byproduct of that is shaming, blaming, deflection, hiding, or just simply faking the funk, trying to be somebody that we're not. Whatever your vice is, can I just say, it's not working. It's counterproductive to what we really want. So what do we do about this thing called vulnerability? Well, we navigate. What if I told you there are some strategies that can take the gut punch out of that weird feeling? Viktor Frankl says that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is your power of choice. And so I offer this to you. The next time that you feel that feeling of vulnerability, why don't you try one or all of these strategies? The first is deep belly breathing. Take 2 to 3 minutes and just begin to breathe. If you notice that your chest is what's rising and falling, then you're not going deep enough. So you'll want to drop down a little bit further until your belly button is rising and falling. By doing a few sets of deep breathing can instantly activate the parts of our brain that create calm. The second strategy is compassion. Find that place in your body that you feel the vulnerability. Like I mentioned earlier, I typically feel it in my gut area and in my chest. So what you would do is place your hand over that area, and then you'd say to yourself, I'm safe. This moment will pass. And I choose not to sit in fear and remain stuck. And sit with that. And the third strategy is support. Reach out to your people or your person and tell them about your experience. By just getting it off your chest, you don't have to seek advice, but do seek support and empathy from people that care about you. Empathy truly is the balm for the soul. Okay, friends, that's all that I have for you today. If you can remember one thing, just remember this. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is our greatest measure of courage, and it is a skill set that we can practice and we can get better. If you want to possess that new land, remember you got to get through the vulnerability. Take care. Aloha and salamat po. Here's a tip. Here's a tip. Here's a tip. Here's a tip. Try it again. Okay. It's not working. I think I'm going to take a different path. That didn't feel good. Not a place, a space. A place of space, a place of space. Okay. There are golfers going by. Okay, friends. Okay, friends. Okay. Okay, friends. This is vulnerable. That's why I can't finish my closing line. Okay, here we go.